Hello everyone, this is Professor Hill. This is a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306 here at St. Philip's College. This is the online version of the class for Summer 1, and today is Wednesday, the 26th of June, 2019. So that means that tonight we have an assignment due, a discussion. So write your essay, get those in before midnight tonight. That being said, it's about our case study involving the Nash family. And in order to help you out with some of the key concepts from the chapters we've been reading about consequentialism and non-consequentialism, or deontology, I actually added two videos to the playlist at our YouTube site. So at the homepage, I pulled over from Crash Course two different videos, one dedicated to utilitarianism, which we talk about in chapter 5, but then also another one on Kantian ethics, which we talk about in chapter 6. We've been doing 4, 5, and 6 as a block, and those two videos I think will help. They're short, they're insightful, they're well done and entertaining, so I highly recommend them. In addition to the reading you've done from our textbook, Doing Ethics with Louis Vaughn. Okay, so that all being said, we're trying to bring those key concepts from the chapter to this case study. And yesterday in my video, I talked a little bit about some of the larger issues at play, not least of which are including when does life begin? In fact, you know what? Speaking of which, Crash Course does another episode about personhood. And I'll pull that over and add that to the playlist as well. That way there'll be 3, the utilitarian, the Kantian, and then the personhood one. I'll go back and add that now. That's a good thought. But the point is, that issue is at play in our case study, the Nash family, as is eugenics, and I talked some about that yesterday as well. Today, I want you to focus on this piece. I've been getting some feedback from students about making judgments. And I just want to say again that, look, I understand that for many people, you've grown up hearing, don't judge other people, and I get the intention behind that. If your grandma is telling you not to judge other people, really the intent there is to say, look, don't think you're better than other people and be haughty and aloof. I think, that somehow you're up here so you can judge other people because you're peers. And you don't want to go through life acting like that. But we do have to make judgments. We have to discern what's good and bad, right and wrong. We have to decide whether the actions of our friends, family members, neighbors, whether they're doing the right thing or the wrong thing. And that involves critical thinking, judgment, and ethical decision making. So we've got to do that. And in this case, I'm asking you explicitly to do that. Is what Lisa and Jack Nash did right or wrong, and why? There's arguments to be made on both sides of this. And some people will just start with, look, it's a mom and dad protecting their kid, and I get that. But like I said yesterday, and I hope you've had a chance to think about this, do you have any more reservations or qualms about people creating a human being simply to treat another human being? That's an interesting thought. Now, again, you got to remember, it wasn't like, the kid was born, they took the umbilical cord and then put him up for adoption. That's not what happened here. Adam, appropriately named, they did take his umbilical cord and they did use that to save his sister, and it worked. And they actually, by the way, had a third child using the same process of screening and in vitro fertilization. So it wasn't like they were somehow completely using little Adam as an instrument to address the medical issues of his sister, but they definitely were doing that. So are you okay with that or not? Or does that open a Pandora's box of other related issues? So These are lots of interesting, difficult questions to try to sort through. They're related. Talk about them. And again, in terms of just the logistics of all of this stuff, people have been asking about, am I doing enough? And yes, most people are doing fine now. People have figured out the schedule, they figured out how much they're doing. And I think it helped to see the essays of some people who were really working hard on this. They read the chapter, did some research and writing, they thought about it, wrote it all out. There's some great models now, and by comparison, other people who were, slapdashing something together at 11:45. Uh, my point is simply that, look, I understand people got time, they got pressure, they've got jobs and families and other responsibilities, but I know it's a compressed summer one, but try to do the reading and think your way through before you do the writing. And for the love of God, I think we have finally got everybody to stop going in first, either by accident or whatever. People now are very careful about writing your essay out and then copying and pasting that, and that being the first thing you do. The first time you get near that button for the discussion is for you to post up that first thing. I hate to be the bad guy, but I had to be the bad guy on a couple things there. So that being said, most people have figured this out, how to do it and what to do. But again, if you do have questions, let me know. I've been trying to be responsive to those and answer them as they come in, again, because I know we're on a short clock here for the summer semester. All right, so keep reading, keep thinking, keep writing, get those essays in by midnight tonight. Take care. Talk to you again soon.